We are still on operations on fractions. And we are talking about multiplication of fractions. So for multiplication of fractions, there are basically two steps. And the first step is to multiply the numerators of the fraction given and also the denominators of the fraction given. After that, you reduce your answer to its lowest term once there is a need to reduce to its lowest term. And for every fraction question, they can decide to give you one mixed fraction. If you are lucky, they won't give you any mixed fraction in the question, but it's not possible. They will give you mixed fraction because they know that some people always forget to change mixed fraction to improper fraction. That's why we first learned about it, changing mixed fractions to improper fractions. So let me use an example to illustrate this heading. Example 1. Simplify 4 over 5 by 2 over 3. 4 over 5 by 2 over 3. This is the first fraction. And this is our second fraction. And this is our second fraction. And to solve for this, you multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction. That's why I wrote first fraction and second fraction. I want it to be simple. You multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction. So we have 4 times 2. And then you multiply the denominator of the first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction. And the denominator of the first fraction is 5. And the denominator of the second fraction is 3. So 4 times 2, we are having 8. 5 times 3, we have 15. You ask yourself, can we reduce this to its lowest term? It's not possible. Even though 2 goes here into 8, 4. 2 cannot go into 15. But 3 can go into 15. But always I said we should have same common divisor that can divide 8 and also 15. So this one we can't divide. So our final answer is 8 over 15. Let us take the second example. Let us take our second example. Multiply 1 over 2 times 2 over 3 times 3 over 4. This time I've given you 3 fractions. So you multiply, so we have first fraction, second fraction, and third fraction. Because I want you to understand or easily understand multiplication of fractions, that's why I'm always numbering the fractions, so that if you are learning, it becomes simple. But there is no need to write this one once you are solving it. So to solve for this one, you multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction and also by the numerator of the third fraction. So the numerator of the first fraction we have 1, and the numerator of the second fraction we have 2, times the numerator of the third fraction is 3. And you pick their denominators. So 2 times 3 times 4. So 1 times 2, we are getting 2. 2 by 3 is 6. over 2 times 3, we are getting what? 6. 6 times 4 is what? 24. And 6 over 24, you should reduce it to its lowest term because there is a common what? Divisor. 6 goes here how many? 1. 6 goes here what? 4. Because of the common divisor as what? 6. So your answer is 1 over 4. Let's solve the last example. Let's solve our last example. Let's solve the last example on multiplication of fractions. Multiply 4 whole number 1 over 2 by 2 whole number 1 over 5. You see, this time I have given both fractions to you as a mixed fraction. And to solve this question, you change both mixed fractions to improper fraction. You change both of the mixed fraction. Both of the mixed fraction to improper fraction. Other than that, you cannot solve the question. So note, you should change it. So to change this one, you multiply the numerator of the proper fraction by the natural number and add the numerator to it. So 2 times 4 is what? 8. 8 plus 1, we are getting 9 over 2 times 5 times 2 is what? 10 plus 1, 11 over 5. We now have this, so you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. So it becomes 9 times what? 11 over 2 times what? 5. Instead of them to give you the question, to give the question to you in this simplest format, that's 9 over 2 times 11 over 5. They gave all the fraction to you as what? A mixed fraction. So you should know that you should change both of the mixed fraction to improper fraction. So 9 by 11, we are getting 99 over 2 times 5, we are getting what? 10. And this is an improper fraction. And once we have improper fraction, you change it to what? Mixed fraction. So 10, it goes into 99. How many? 10 people are going to share 99 oranges. Each person will get what? 9. Because 10 times 9 is what? 90. It will be left with 9 over 10. So our final answer is 9 over 10. Thank you.